Hello, and welcome to this week's workshop mini. And today we're going to be talking about 5 things to do to get something to either sell better, sell more, or start to sell. Okay. So you might be in a position where you put out something and it's not selling at all. Or you might be in a position where something is selling and it's selling okay, but you know that it could be better. You know that there might be something that you can do to make it better, to make more of an impact, to get your conversions up, um, to get people to click that buy button a little bit faster, a little bit sooner, and more often. Okay, I know we've all been in this situation. I've been marketing online for 9 years now, and to this day, there's still tweaks that I need to make because not everything is perfect. And also, you as the creator of something, you don't always see things from a 360 point of view. You're only seeing different, certain vantage points, and you're not seeing what outsiders are seeing, right? So it's kind of hard if you don't have like a whole team of copywriters to say, hey, no, look, why don't you look at it from this way or this way or this way or this way. So that's kind of a problem. Most of us don't have the means to hire a whole team of copywriters or even one copywriter, right? I had to kind of learn from the ground up and learn how to copyright. And I wanted to learn this because you can't hire a copywriter for everything. You can hire a copywriter, but it's going to cost you a lot of money eventually if you're going to be like, hey, write me email copy for this, write me a sales letter for this, write me copy for my squeeze page. You need to kind of learn those skills, and but those develop over time, and you also develop those from putting stuff out there and getting feedback from whatever you do put out, right? So let's go over 5 things. Now, the reason why I have this sales letter up, not because I want to showcase my product, but I want to talk to you and use this as an example of how I'm putting all this stuff into practice. So this is a product that I had that I put up kind of very quickly. It was something that I decided to do last minute. I was like, you know what, I'm very excited about this product. I know that it's going to help a lot of people, but I was traveling last week and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me just put this together. And I did it in a weekend, and I put it together in 2 days. Now, when I put together a product, the content part was already done, but a new sales letter had to be done, a new video had to be done. I had to set up the product. I had to do all the kind of setup work. So the product was already done. All right. But I wanted to put together a new sales letter, and I wanted to make it a little bit better. So here's what happened. I put it out and I was getting good results, but I knew that I can get better results. So the very first thing to do, the step to take to sell more of something, is to perhaps provide a different format. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So I had a video here, okay, and a marketer friend said, you know what, you might want to add some text down underneath for people who don't want to watch the video, or they maybe miss stuff, or they prefer to read. All right, so I went ahead and kind of summarized the video underneath the video right here. Okay, so pretty much the video is only about 4 minutes long, and that's good. You don't want an extreme, unless you're like a very well crafted video salesperson seller, you do not want a long video because no one's going to listen to you, right? So I try to make my videos short, less than 5 minutes. A lot of the times they convert, but Can something convert a little bit better if you have a different format, maybe summarizing what you said in a video, right, in text, or maybe you just have text and you're like, okay, maybe I could jazz this up and add a video, right? So consider adding different formats to your sales process to see which one maybe works better. Now, what I could have done here, I could have went an extra mile and I could have split test this. So I could have split this up into 2 pages, one with maybe even 3, one with just the video, one with just the text without the video, and then one with both, and see which one was converting better. Okay, so for a $17 product, I'm probably not going to go and do that, but I certainly could. Okay, and then you'd have to set up different tracking to see which one is actually selling better. Okay. Number 2, this is a great thing to do. Okay, so if you get enough traction to whatever it is you're selling, and you have some form of a help desk or a way for people to reach out to you, people will actually ask questions to your help desk if they're unclear about something. And I realized in putting together this sales letter very quickly that I didn't incorporate all the answers to potential questions that people could have had. So they're like, well, what kind of, you say that you put together, you could make interactive PDFs, like people can fill in text boxes and check boxes, things like that, and interact with your PDFs, but what else can they do? So what I then did was I went ahead and I'm like, oh, if one person has this question, that means that a lot of people probably have this question. So you want to go ahead and address those in your copy, right? So that will eliminate people going and having the need to access you and your support desk to ask you a question if you already answer it on the on your sales copy, right? So I went ahead and I added some visuals and I said, here are some things that you can actually do. Okay, you can add text boxes, text paragraphs, checklists, radio buttons, drop downs, everything, all these different things to your PDF. If somebody's asking for the link to see it, I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the chat box right now so that you can see the link that I'm talking about here. So basically, this sales page definitely evolved from the first day that I put it together and I put it out to now, okay, because of these things. And you want to really pay attention to what people are asking you, because if one person is unclear, that means a lot of people could be unclear. And instead, you had one person, or I had one person to go the extra mile to reach out to me on my support desk, but not everybody's going to do that. They're just going to click away. Oh, I don't know what the heck this is, and they're just going to click away and not buy. So you're missing out if you don't address these, right? The next thing that you want to do is, again, you could have a static page with just text, and what you really want to do is jazz that up. And so step 3 would be to explain things with text, pictures, and video. So just always have that in the back of your head, that ask yourself, how can I explain something a little bit better, right? Because not everybody is going to consume that information in the same way. And not everybody is going to quite understand something just because they read it, right? So maybe like, I have a passion for this topic, and the whole reason why I put this together was because I paid thousands of dollars for a coaching program, and they gave me a welcome package, and inside that welcome package was a PDF that I can actually fill out my goals, whatever issues I was having, whatever thing I wanted to work on. I was like, wait a minute, from a content perspective, this is amazing. So when I talk about this, you can hear the inflections in my voice. You can hear how excited I am about this. You can hear how this helped me and how this changed my business. And that comes through a lot more clear, perhaps in a video, than it does maybe in text. So always consider different formats and different examples, okay? The fourth thing that you want to talk about, right, and we've mentioned this before in past workshop minis, is you want to show examples of people having success with your product. Now, this could be your own success. Like I have my own success story. But what you want to do is somehow in the back end, you want to try to get some feedback from your customers or even from people who you said, hey, try out this product, so that you can maybe show examples of success in the form of a testimonial and someone saying how easy it is or how great it is. I could probably be doing a better job at this. I think I have one testimonial on here already. But as I keep getting those in, I'm going to keep adding to the sales letter and, just bulking that up with people who are giving me success stories and examples of checklists that they've made or PDFs that they've made that are now interactive, whereas before they were static. Okay, so do your best to kind of get those success stories, because if you look at anything that is selling online that is doing a decent job, you're going to see that they have testimonials, they have videos of people explaining the product, they have text boxes of just text of people talking about your product, and this just gives some social proof that the product actually works, people are consuming it, and they're getting stuff out of it, okay? So that's always a great thing to add. And number 5 is something that we should always be thinking about. And then, as we write our copy, as we evaluate our copy, as we see what's going on with the copy, is it converting? Is it not converting? What's going on with it, right? We should always try to simplify the process, okay? How can we look at the copy and say, okay, what is confusing about this? What is potentially like driving away customers, right? Maybe you're too wordy or you've gone too deep into something, into the process, right? So one of the challenges here, for me at least, I put another demo of a segment of how I was making PDFs interactive. And the demo kind of showed similar to this, but it was more of a video, but it showed like a step-by-step process of what you need to do to make your PDFs interactive. Sometimes you can go a little bit too far in your sales process and actually drive people away, right? You don't want to do that. You want to make it as simple as possible for the person to not only buy, but also once they're in, make it as easy as possible for them to actually consume your product and get the most out of it, right? So inside this product, I think I made like 4 short videos, and I had a couple people say like, oh, where's the product? And I'm like, look, you don't need an 800 word or page PDF and 100 videos for a product to help you necessarily. I've actually made it very, very simple for you by not giving you so much to consume. You have very little to consume, and you can go ahead and put this into action right away, right? So you want to make that clear. So even on, I'm not sure if I wrote it here, but that's actually a selling point. If I say, look, you can go through this content in less than an hour and make your PDFs interactive. This way, people who consume your product, they will consume your product. They'll remember you because you're the one that helped them through a process, right? Like my coach, I will never forget her because she helped me through a process by actually having me write stuff out. I didn't have to print anything out. I did it right on the screen. I saved it for later. It was nothing that I had to kind of like, you know how PDFs, you can't interact. If you don't do what I do in this product, you can't type anything in unless you have like expensive Adobe products, which has nothing to do with what I'm showing here. So in that sense, you'd have to kind of like open up a Word document and look at the PDF and then transfer the answers to the questions on your Word document. And that's kind of annoying as opposed to interacting right on the PDF, saving your work for later, saving it to look back on from months from now, whatever it is you want to do, right? So that's these are some of the things that you want to take into consideration when something is maybe not selling at all, or you want it to do a little bit better and you're not exactly sure why. So you get feedback and you want to always get that feedback and make sure you put that in your copy so that it answers questions for everybody. You want to simplify it. You want to showcase it in different formats, text, pictures, videos, cater to all your visitors, not just the ones that like to read, or some people don't like to watch video, things like that. And explain things in different ways. And again, make it as simple as possible. Don't get too caught up into too many details because you'll just drive people away. You'll confuse them and they won't buy from you. Okay, we used to call this in outside sales, we used to call it getting in the weeds, right? So it's almost like when you're selling something, you don't shut up and you keep going and going and going and going and you almost talk yourself out of the sale. And then what you do is when you say too much, you bring up objections that would have never been there if you didn't just talk too much and bring them upon yourself, right? So now you have to dig yourself out of that, and that's what you do not want to do. You want to avoid that. All right. Somebody says, do you need to buy Acrobat fillable PDF? No, this is not about buying anything extra. This is actually a free tool that I show you how to use inside the product. So that's really, really exciting. You can go to the link right here and you could purchase if you want. It's printables on steroids. And if you're watching the replay, the link will be in the YouTube description box. And we have hit our 20 minutes. And I hope that I helped you sell things better by just simplifying, creating different formats, and just explaining things in a way that make it easy for your customers, subscribers, and visitors to understand. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. I will see you on the next workshop. Bye-bye.